Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of WWE 2K19 Universe Mode. We are going to be starting off this episode with Heat. We have a stacked card for tonight on Heat. You see we have Test taking on the European Champion, Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog. Triple H will take on Kurt Angle. We'll have a tag team match with the APA taking on members of the Corporation, the Big Boss Man, and Ken Shamrock. And in our main event, we have a hardcore championship match as Mankind will defend against the Big Show. So like all other matches that involve champions, this is a huge opportunity for Test to earn himself a one-on-one European Championship matchup with a victory here tonight. But also an opportunity for Davey Boy. Davey Boy gets the win. He'll push Test all the way back to the back of the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Shane McMahon from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Andrew Martin.
Test being accompanied by Shane McMahon. We're going to see more of the Corporation later tonight as Boss Man and Shamrock take on the APA. So this could be a very big night for the Corporation. Test looking to kick it off.
And his opponent from Manchester, England, weighing in at 256 pounds, the European Champion, the British Bulldog.
Bulldog coming out here, the current European Champion. Winning it last week in a fatal four-way match. And then having a non-title match back on Shotgun, defeating the man he pinned to win the title, William Regal. Of course, representing the Hart Foundation, British Bulldog. Should be a very hard-hitting power match here to start Heat this week. And Snapmare, down goes Bulldog. Test now has a rear chin lock. Lets go of it. Puts a knee right in the lower part of the back of the Bulldog. Headbutt to Davey Boy. Now they tie up again. Bulldog with the side headlock. And the takedown of Test. And Test counters out of that. Side headlock of his own now. And Davey Boy gonna bounce Test off the ropes. And big shoulder tackle, down goes Test, and a kick right to the chest. Davey Boy showing his power right away, and a standing drop kick by the Bulldog. And now Davey Boy just relentlessly smashing Test head into the mat. And Test counters getting up, and short arm shoulder block. And a big kick to the gut by Test, and a club right to the shoulder blades. Down goes Bulldog. And a counter by Davey Boy, elbow to the gut, and a running cross body. Down goes Test. Elects not to stay down for the cover. And big elbow to the lower back of Test by Davey Boy Smith. And Bulldog sitting Test up now. And looks like he has something planned. And a chin lock of his own. Shane can't be too happy about this predicament for Test right now. And will Shane McMahon being out there, come into play. And now a cover by Davey Boy, one, and Test kicks out powerfully at 1. And a back elbow by Test getting up, catching Davey Boy off guard. Whipping Davey Boy in the corner and a big clothesline. Down goes the Bulldog. And a cover by Test. Not even a 1 count. Davey Boy getting up right away. And big club. Now another one back to the shoulder blades of the Bulldog. And throwing the Bulldog back down right to the mat. And a big right hand by Test. Blocked by Bulldog. Bulldog with a forearm. And catches the right hand there. Test now countering. And a shoulder tackle of his own. Down goes the British Bulldog. And Davey Boy's up. And a Uranagi backbreaker by Test. And another one back to back. And not back to 3. That's a trifecta of Uranagi backbreakers by Test on the British Bulldog. And a kick right to shoulder blades. We now know the game plan, it looks like, for Test is just to attack the upper back and the back as a whole, it seems, of Davey Boy Smith to nullify that power. And Davey Boy now grabbing Test, Irish whipping him into the corner, coming in a big clothesline of his own. And Test countering, pushing him, the Bulldog off of his feet. Test looks like he's setting British Bulldog up for something. And running big boot. Down goes the Bulldog. That should be it. Test now trying to move him away from the ropes. Cover by Test. This could be it. 1, 2, and Davey Boy with the shoulder up at the last second. And a big kick to the quadricep of the Bulldog by Test. Test picking Davey Boy backups. Puts him up in the fireman's carry. And a rolling senton. And a big kick to the chest by Test. Test now in firm control. Full mount, coming down with some right hands. And a big stomp to the chest for good measure. And the Bulldog counters, coming up with a big short arm clothesline of his own. And Davey Boy now has Test leaning against the ropes, and he'll pull that back modified stun gun. Bulldog now whipping Test face first now and chest first into the corner. Turning him around, he's going to set him up for something. What's the Bulldog got planned here? Seating Test now up on the top turnbuckle. And picks him up military press style. And drops him face first onto the mat. And now it's the Bulldog who's setting Test up for something. What's he looking for? Scoops Test up. This could be it. The big running power slam by the British Bulldog into the cover. Referee out of position or just not paying attention. 1, 2, and Test gets the left shoulder up at the last second. Referee could have just cost the Bulldog the match there, just not paying attention there. Big clothesline now by the Bulldog on a Test, another one. Bulldog, Test missing a clothesline, and the ropes jumping clothesline. Down goes the big man from Toronto. And a stomp to the back of the elbow of Test by the Bulldog. And the British Bulldog now whipping Test back into the corner. And Davey Boy's putting Test back up on the top turnbuckle. He's going to press him up again. We've seen this before. Up high and down face first goes Test once again. And the cover now. Referee in position. 1, 2, and Test kicks out this time. Bulldog looks like he might be looking for that power slam again. Scoops Test up. He's got him up on the shoulder. Running power slam into the cover. 1, 2. Shane's not paying attention, and that could have cost it. That'll do it. The Bulldog, another impressive victory. Stringing together a bunch of wins now. 2 in a row. Testa to the back of the line when it comes to European Championship now. You know, he can join William Regal back there. Big victory here for the British Bulldog.
Here is your winner, the British Bulldog.
And a great match to kick off Heat this week. Neither of these men were most popular here tonight, though. Here we go. Our next match coming up, we'll see D-Generation X's Triple H taking on the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Making his way to the ring from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 260 pounds,
Triple H not coming out here playing around, playing to the crowd with the DX fanfare. Dead serious tonight, knows just how important a match and a victory against the caliber of athlete Kurt Angle could be. Not just that, he knows how dangerous the caliber of athlete that Kurt Angle can be. Triple H also wants to get that nasty taste out of his mouth from last week on Heat, when him and Shawn Michaels fell victim to a defeat to the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jimmy Anvil Neidhart. Triple H actually was the one who took the loss in tapping out to the Hitman in the Sharpshooter last week. But this is singles competition. This is his go-to, and he's definitely ready for the war to come with Kurt Angle.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 237 pounds, Kurt Angle.
The Olympic gold medalist, former WWF champion, Intercontinental champion, European champion, King of the Ring winner, Kurt Angle. Fell just short in that triple threat match last week to crown a new Intercontinental champion to Eddie Guerrero. But Angle looking focused and ready than ever, as these guys are no strangers to each other. And Angle, Triple H running in, Angle catching him with the forearm right away off the bat. Missing the kick to the back. Triple H now picking up Angle, going to take it down. Angle countering. A modified arm drag of his own, big forearm, and now right hands Triple H by Angle. Angle now picking him up in the corner already. A big tornado DDT out of the corner. Down goes the game. Angle stomped right to the chest, and now he's going to get some riding time, it looks like. And as well as a body squeeze, almost modified bear hug. Angle now bringing Triple H. Where's he going to bring him? Put him right up against the ropes in the middle of the ring. Irish whip. And Angle went for a right hand, blocked by Triple H. Triple H clotheslining Angle over the top rope. And Triple H will follow Angle to the floor now. And big right hands by the game. Angle blocks and a big right hand of his own. And belly to belly suplex on the floor. Down goes the game. Big kick to the back of the game by Kurt Angle. And a right hand and over the barrier. Out into the crowd goes Triple H. And Triple H coming back over the barrier. Referee's up to 5 now. Slugfest now going on the outside. Over the barrier again goes the game. Referee's up to 7. Angle's chasing Triple H out there. Big knee over the barrier, comes back Angle. And Angle will run, get into the ring. They're at 8, and Triple H will get in as well. Both men close to being counted out. Go behind by Kurt. German suplex. And these usually come in 3s. And number 2. Will this be the 3rd German suplex? It will. Angle hitting 3 German suplex in succession on Triple H. Measuring up the game now. And Angle going back behind Triple H countering though. Maybe an Olympic slam coming up. Angle in the corner now. And Triple H whipping Angle from corner to corner. Big clothesline. Down goes the ref as well. Angle bumping into him. And a spine buster. Down goes Kurt Angle. Ref able to recover. Now Triple H is measuring Angle. What's he looking for? Maybe a pedigree. Kick to the gut. Angle counters. Step over. Heel kick. Rob Van Dam style. Congrats on getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. Big counter by Triple H, sweeping down the Olympic gold medalist. And a kick right to the shoulder blades. Pin for Angle 1. And Kurt kicks out at 1. Angle countering Triple H. Big judo throw coming up. And Triple H down trying to get up. Angle going to the top rope. What's he thinking about? Triple H now making it to his feet. And big elbow coming down on top of Triple H's head. Angle back to the top rope now. Turning around. What's he going to do? Big Angle moonsault onto the game. He connected with it. And instead of going for the cover, it looks like he's measuring him up again. Angle has Triple H in his sights. Hooks him. Angle slam. Connects. Kurt with the pin. 1, 2, 3. Big victory here on Heat for Kurt Angle. Defeating the King of Kings, the game, Triple H, in one hell of a match. Big win for Kurt Angle. And I don't know if I trust that if I'm the game, but okay, nothing's going to happen. Triple H giving Angle his due. Giving him his respect. Again, big victory for Kurt Angle over the game here on Heat. Coming up next, tag team action. It'll be members of the Corporation, Ken Shamrock and the Big Boss Man, taking on the APA, Bradshaw and Farouk. Corporation has already tasted defeat here tonight, so I know that Shamrock and Bossman definitely have a chip on their shoulder coming into this one. You know, but the APA, they also do. They felt like they should have been involved in the Tag Team Championship TLC match back on the premiere episode of Shotgun a week and a half ago, so a lot can happen here. Standings in the tag team scene will be affected on this match for sure. And in reality, I'm just hoping this thing doesn't crash. Created arena and 3 created wrestlers with 1 created attire. Chances of this crashing are not low. And we made it through. Luckily it didn't crash out.
To the ring, at a combined weight of 600 pounds, the big boss man, and the superstar, the corporation.
Bossman and Shamrock again representing the corporation. Surprised we don't see either Shane or Mr. McMahon out here with them. Guess they either have other things to do or they have full confidence in Bossman and Shamrock here.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 566 pounds, Brad Shaw and Ron Simmons, APA.
The APA, Farouk and Bradshaw. Ready to come take care of some business. Get back up there in the tag team scene. Let's see, Bossman's going to start things for the corporation, and Bradshaw's going to start things for the APA. Tag team action here on Heat. And big suplex by the Bossman on Bradshaw. Still, remember, we still have our main event to come, which will be the Big Show challenging Mankind for the Hardcore Championship. Extreme Rules. Bradshaw dragging the Bossman back to him and Farouk's corner. Tags in Farouk. Big stomp by the former All-American. And neck crank now onto the Bossman by Farouk. And Farouk off the ropes, coming out Stone Cold Steve Austin style with that big elbow to the face. And here comes Farouk. What's he want to do with the Bossman? Snapmares him down. Big kick to the back. And Farouk looked like he was setting the Bossman for time. Bossman trying to get over to Shamrock. Not letting that happen. Farouk in firm control of the big Bossman at this point in the match. Big right hand misses. And a counter by the Bossman, headbutting Farouk. And big right hand. Down goes Farouk, and now the Bossman trying to drag Farouk over to Corporation corner and tags in Shamrock. Shamrock with the mount now, coming down with some right hands onto Farouk. And a stomp right to the chest. And Shamrock gets countered. Farouk short arm clothesline. And a stomp to Shamrock. And now a big stomp, looks like to the back of the shoulder, maybe the back of the elbow of Shamrock on Farouk. Ramming his head now into the mat. And doing it again. And Farouk now putting Shamrock into the APA corner, running him with a big clothesline. And what's Farouk setting Shamrock up with? Is that going to... Oh, powerbomb into a pin. Side powerbomb. 1, 2, and Shamrock kicks out a 2. Well, maybe Farouk be lining up for the Dominator. And Farouk, big running clothesline. Down goes Shamrock with the Bossman distracting the official. And that should be it. You could have counted the 20. Official now back in position 1, 2, and Shamrock kicks out at 2. Bossman saving the match for his team so far. That one, and Shamrock now countering Farouk. And Shamrock has Farouk. Looks like he's going to bring him over to the Corporation corner. Snapmares him down. Big kick to the shoulder blades. And Shamrock will tag in Big Bossman. And Farouk now avoids the big foot, but doesn't avoid that hand. Blocks that one and returns to right of his own. And Farouk off the ropes, big stomp into the chest. Shamrock not doing anything to help his partner on that one. And Farouk will drag the Big Boss Man all the way back to him in Bradshaw's corner, makes the tag. Bradshaw now back in for the APA. And Bradshaw, big knee right to the forehead of the Big Boss Man. Boss Man now counters, sweeps Bradshaw down to the mat. And a big right hand. Down goes Bradshaw. And scooping Bradshaw up. Bradshaw counters. Neck breaker. Down goes the Boss Man. And a now swinging neck breaker to the Boss Man. Bradshaw in firm control now. I spoke too soon because the Boss Man just countered and swept Bradshaw. Tagging in now is Shamrock. And Bradshaw, though, whipping Shamrock, big knee to the chest into the APA corner. And Bradshaw military pressing and slamming Shamrock down to the mat. Shamrock, though, fighting out of that, getting picked up by Bradshaw. Go behind. German suplex for Shamrock. Keeps the hands locked. Another German. Fingers are still locked. And will this be, yes, a trifecta? Saw that earlier with Kurt Angle and Triple H. And Bradshaw now face down. Big knee to the back. And Bradshaw whipped in the corner of the corporation. And Shamrock now, Angle slam of his own on a Bradshaw cover. 1, 2. Oh, Farouk breaking up, saving it for the APA. And Bradshaw, though, countering with a low backdrop to Shamrock. Shamrock, though, getting up in a arm drag. Down goes Bradshaw. And a slap. How disrespectful can you be? A tag into the Boss Man now. And a right to the back of Bradshaw by the Big Boss Man. Boss Man, or Bradshaw almost kneeing the ref. Bradshaw, though, grabbing the Big Boss Man. Can he get him up? Oh my. Power bomb. Big power bomb into a cover. Shamrock's coming in. Farouk's coming in. Shamrock stops the pin and knocks down Farouk. But Pacer with a big knee to the face by Bradshaw. And Bradshaw signaling for something. And kneeing the back of Bradshaw's, or the Boss Man's head, and holding him on the canvas. Bradshaw then going back after Shamrock. Oh, Boss Man counters Bradshaw, headbutt. Down goes Bradshaw. And big right hand to the forehead of Bradshaw. Boss Man now in control. And big spine buster on Bradshaw. Farouk down on the outside still. And a little bit of a delayed vertical suplex on Bradshaw by the Boss Man. Boss Man going for something. Bradshaw counters out. Maybe a belly-to-belly suplex or a bear hug. Bradshaw now back in control of the Boss Man. And just covering up his nose and his mouth, making it almost impossible to breathe. The Boss Man counters. Nice little arm twist into a drop. Tagging back into Shamrock. Shamrock now big block the second right hand. Big boot to the face of Shamrock by Bradshaw. Farouk back up on the apron, but Shamrock countering the Boss Man, kicking him off. Now stomps to the shoulder blade. The right shoulder blade of Bradshaw. Bradshaw though countering the elbow to the gut. Big clothesline! The clothesline from hell! Down goes Shamrock into a cover. Too close to the Boss Man though possibly. And the Boss Man breaking up the cover and knocking down Farouk in the process. Shamrock still out. Now into the corner, big knee. And Bradshaw in firm control of Shamrock. Shamrock back into the APA corner. Farouk's out on the floor still. Right hand by Bradshaw on the left. And a forearm right to the back. Overhand right. Oh, back elbow by Shamrock. Bradshaw, Shamrock colliding. Under and go over DDT. Down goes Shamrock. Shamrock, though, claws over, makes the tag to the Boss Man. Big boot caught by Bradshaw. Bradshaw kick to the quad, and now a Luthez press by Bradshaw. And the Bradshaw now. Rear chin lock. A modified version covering up the mouth of the Boss Man, making it a lot harder to breathe, but a jawbreaker to counter. Farouk now coming back up on the apron. And a clothesline from hell. Down goes the Boss Man. Bradshaw into a cover. Shamrock's out. 1, 2, 3. And Shamrock did not make it nearly in time to make the save. And the APA get a big victory here tonight on Heat against the Corporation. Are they #1 contenders? We'll see. But we still do know that the New Age Outlaws have the first title shot because they defeated Edge and Christian on Shotgun in an on-title match. Alright, everybody, what we've been waiting for. Our main event tonight on Heat. The hardcore title will be defended as Mankind defends against The Big Show.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the WWE Hardcore Championship.
WWF Hardcore Championship on the line in our main event this week on Heat. As the Big Show makes his way to the ring. Him and Mankind have had legendary physical battles. Think back to when he showed chokeslam Mankind through 2 chairs at WrestleMania 15. .7'4". The world's largest athlete to take on probably the most insane athlete. Here comes our hardcore champion, Mankind.
Introducing the challenger, standing 7 feet tall, weighing in at 385 pounds, the Big Show. Introducing the champion from parts unknown, weighing in at 287 pounds, he is the WWE Hardcore Champion, Kid.
Mankind, the Hardcore Champion, being challenged by the Big Show. Anything goes in this matchup. No countouts, no disqualifications. There will be a clear-cut winner. Here we go, Hardcore Championship on the line, and Big Show coming in on Mankind with a big backbreaker already. Big kick to the back. And big club over the top to Mankind. Mankind, though, countering. Kicks to the calf and the quad of the Big Show, but Big Show catches that last kick. And open over the top rope goes Mankind. Big Show coming out to follow. Big right hand by the Big Show, and a big rising knee. Down goes Mankind out to the floor still. And Big Show going for a slam. Mankind countering. And Mankind thrown right back into the ring by the Big Show. See, Big Show's smart. He knows that, yeah, he's big and everything. But if he's on the outside, he's playing into Mankind's game. Mankind, big spine buster off the ropes, came to Big Show. Now Mankind going back to the outside. He's going under the ring. He's looking for something. What's he going to get? And it looks like a baseball bat. And Mankind wildly swinging, missing with that bat. Big Show now grabbing the bat from Mankind himself. And Mankind now countering Big Show, grabbing that bat for himself. And down goes the ref. Mankind striking the ref with the bat. Referee's out. Mankind gets driven. Big Show with the cover. No one there to make the count. Referee now back up. Couple reverse elbows from the go behind. Big Show countering Mankind. And Mankind now getting Big Show in the corner. And going right for those eyes. Rakes right across the eyes of Big Show. Now leading the Big Show up against the ropes. Pulling those ropes for a stun gun-like effect. And double arm. DDT. Down goes the Big Show. This is what Mankind was looking for. And Mankind now. Mandible Claw. The Mandible Claw on the Big Show. A devastating nerve hold. Down he goes. Mankind now going for a cover. 1, 2. Oh, just 1. Kicking out right as the ref was coming down with 2. So the Big Show's still in it. Mankind maybe regretting not holding that Mandible Claw for a little bit longer. Now having the neck crank on the Big Show. This is our main event this week for Heat. And neck crank again on the Big Show by Mankind. Mankind now going for another cover. 1. And Big Show kicking out at 1 very emphatically. And Mankind having a seat, it looks like, in the ring. And big overhand right by Mankind. Snapmaring the Big Show over now. Picking the Big Show back up to a knee. What's he doing? He's big right hand. Down goes the Big Show. And Mankind now. Boston Crab locked in on the big man. Mankind looking for a submission maybe. Big Show counters out. Legs are way too big and they're way too strong. Right hand by Mankind. And Big Show coming back. That Mandible Claw once again. Once again he's got the claw. Down. And Mankind now hoping he knocked him out. Go for the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That'll do it. He held it in long enough this time. And not too many hardcore things happening in that match, but Mankind retaining the hardcore championship. I think wanted to prove for the most part he didn't need all that the shenanigans and the plunder and everything. He could do it on his own. Yeah, they brought the bat in. The only person that got hit with that bat was the ref, though. And Amanda Claw does it.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Hardcore Champion,
Mankind, still World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Champion. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this week's episode of Heat. Stay tuned because I'll be right back and we will start the main card, meaning the episode of this week's Shotgun Saturday night. So just stay tuned, everybody. It's back in one moment. Welcome everyone to Shotgun Saturday night. We have an amazing card for you tonight. 6 matches. Tons of superstars here tonight in Cincinnati. And I say instead of talking about it, let's just get into it. Our opening contest here is going to see a match we've had before. We're going to see D-Generation X take on the Brothers of Destruction. Kane and The Undertaker, the WWF Champion The Undertaker. As of right now, I believe Shawn Michaels is still the #1 contender for The Undertaker's World Wrestling Federation Championship. So another chance. They did wrestle before they had a match, and it ended in a counter due to poor 2K AI, if we remember correctly. So we're gonna have the rematch. DX, Brothers of Destruction. Let's get it.
to the ring at a combined weight of 487 pounds, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H, D-Generation X.
As DX makes their way to the ring, Triple H just a few days ago falling to defeat at the feet of Kurt Angle. A competitive match for the most part, but Kurt Angle showed a lot of signs of dominance at times. So Triple H definitely needs to get back on the winning ways. He was also the one who fell when they wrestled against the Hart Foundation a couple weeks ago, tapping out to the sharpshooter. So Triple H has a big chip on his shoulder tonight. Here we go. Kane and the WWF Champion, The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction.
And their opponent, at a combined weight of 654 pounds, Kane and The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction.
So The Undertaker, last thing he wants to have happen is to be defeated by either one of the men, Shawn Michaels or Triple H, that will instantly give one of them a guaranteed one-on-one WWF title opportunity. Also, Shawn Michaels probably definitely doesn't want to get pinned, because if he is the number one contender, if The Undertaker pins him in this match, or makes him submit, Shawn's going to the back of the line. Triple H coming off a losing streak. We know what he's feeling. But the wild card in this match has to be the man in red, Kane. One appearance so far, and a no contest due to the countout. And even though they are tag team partners tonight, they've been friends, they are brothers, and they've been bitter enemies. You gotta imagine Kane would love to be wearing what his brother's wearing right now, and that's the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Opening match here this week on Shotgun Saturday night. I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday evening. And what better way to cap it off with some good old school World Wrestling Federation action. Shawn getting tossed around by Kane already. So Kane and Shawn are going to start this big spine buster by the Big Red Machine. Down goes the Heartbreak Kid. And HBK now kicking the left knee of Kane, coming out. Looked like a flying forearm, but Kane just swats him away like a fly. And military press up and over, and down goes the Heartbreak Kid, courtesy of Kane. Kane dragging Shawn back to their corner and tagging in his brother, The Undertaker. Undertaker signaling for it to be over already. Big kick to the gut and a DDT. Down goes Shawn. And Triple H begging for a tag from HBK. And Taker has Shawn up, and a big fallaway slam. And a big elbow down goes Shawn. Shawn is close to Triple H. Probably just reach out and tag him, but Taker now getting in the way, but Shawn countering short arm shoulder block. And Shawn now Irish whip by the Undertaker, up and over the top rope goes HBK to the outside, and the Undertaker now following Michaels out of the ring. And the Undertaker again signaling for the end of Michaels. And a big vertical suplex onto the floor. And that's got to be killing Shawn's back. Big boot by the Undertaker. Shawn blocks it. Taker counters Shawn. Big right hand by the Undertaker. And forearm to the back. Taker now has Shawn back to the outside, smashing him on the announce table. Refs up to 7. This is what I'm nervous about. This happened before. But Taker is able to throw Shawn in the ring and follow him and not get glitched out. And the Undertaker now with Shawn Michaels. Big jumping clothesline. And the Undertaker now whipped into the DX corner. Big flying forearm by Shawn Michaels on the Undertaker. Shawn looks like he might be trying to make a tag to Triple H. And a right hand by the Undertaker stops that effort. And looks like a couple nerve holds. And Michaels face down again on the mat. Courtesy of the Undertaker. And a big just push kick to the back of Shawn Michaels' head. Shawn, though, counters, pushing him off with the feet. And he's going back to pick up the Undertaker. He counters with a short arm clothesline. Michaels should have went for the tag. I mean, maybe he's thinking Triple H, isn't reliable at this point. He's out of losing streak. Taker, though, Michaels is up. He's got him. No. Tombstone power driver. And the cover by the Undertaker. In comes Triple H. Ref slow to get down, but Triple H breaking up the pin there. Michaels down. And Taker just right hands after right hands on the broken and battered Shawn Michaels after the tombstone. Michaels now fighting back. And big forearm nips up. Undertaker doesn't go down. Taker grapples him again. And will bring Michaels. Where's he going to bring him to? He's going to bring him right into him and Kane's corner. And Deadman tags his younger brother Kane. In comes Kane. Big uppercut into the stomach of the Heartbreak Kid. And now Kane. Big leg drop on the shoulder of Shawn Michaels. Triple H just getting back to his feet. Coming in, Kane with the cover. Triple H breaking the pin up. Kane going out to the outside, right near Triple H. And Kane rips Triple H off the apron. And back into the ring comes Kane. Shawn countering Kane, knocking him down. He needs to make a tag. Triple H is back on the apron. Knife edge chop on a Kane. Right hand as well. Kane in the ropes. Irish whip now. Back comes Kane. And Michaels can't. He can't get anything with Kane. Kane's way too big. Kane now grabbing Shawn. But Shawn kicking Kane right in the face. Big forearm. Doesn't knock the big man down. And Kane now scooping on Michaels. Is he going to tombstone? Nope. Running power slam. Into a cover. Shawn in the ropes. The Brothers of Destruction have really just focused on Shawn Michaels, and they are dominating him. You think The Undertaker might have given his brother some orders to pick out Shawn Michaels in this matchup, so he can put him back to the back of the line, or if that doesn't, give him the orders to do so, so when he does face him, Shawn's in no shape to even be a threat to The Undertaker. Kane now from the top rope, signature clothesline, down goes HBK. And Kane now with a cover. One. And if Shawn is the #1 contender right now, if Kane can beat him, you'd think that got to bump up Kane significantly. Kane has Shawn, chokeslam, counter. HBK with a counter out of the chokeslam and a big DDT on Kane. But if Kane can beat Shawn Michaels right now, you've got to think that puts him right up there. But Shawn now tuning up the band. Big Red Machine up. And Sweet Chin music. Down goes the Big Red Machine. Undertaker coming in, trying to come in. Referee distracted. Shawn with the cover on Kane. 1, 2, and Kane with the shoulder up at 2. And Shawn will finally make a tag to Triple H. Shawn Michaels was in the match the whole time, and now Triple H taunting to the crowd. Not a wise thing to do when you have a guy like Kane in there. Kane's up already. And a power bomb to Triple H. And Triple H countering Kane, but a big clothesline at Kane. Kane now trying to get to The Undertaker. And a spine buster, spine to the pine of the Big Red Machine. Now Triple H just relentlessly stomping on Kane's legs. And Kane Irish whipped into the ropes. Triple H now. Big face crusher. Kane now countering, kicking Triple H right in the jaw. Probably got his nose. You can't waste that thing. Big right hands by the game. Kick to the gut. Kane's hook. Pedigree. Triple H just hit the pedigree on Kane. That could do it. 1. And The Undertaker comes in and breaks it up. Shawn in there as well now. Triple H now choking Kane. Pure frustration. Kane's got to make a tag. And now Triple H tags in Shawn Michaels. I don't know how wise that was. Shawn has taken the most punishment of anybody in the match. Front face lock on Kane by Shawn. And now he's going for that left arm, the one that's exposed. Kane counters out of Shawn though. And Kane has Shawn front face lock DDT. And that did it. Shawn is busted wide open off that DDT. And yeah, Kane makes his tag to The Undertaker, and this is exactly what the dead man wanted. This is the dream scenario for The Undertaker, tossing Shawn away now. Getting Shawn in the corner. Shawn, big boot, getting out of the corner. And Shawn Michaels working The Undertaker in the DX corner. Counters by The Undertaker. And Taker whipping Shawn now into him and Kane's corner. And Taker tagging back Kane. You think The Undertaker wants to stay in a little longer? Big double flapjack. And down goes Shawn Michaels. And he is a bloody mess, but he continues to fight. And Kane is down. Shawn's running up to the top rope. Taker, though, trying to meet him there. Misses the opportunity. Big elbow. Signature elbow off the top by Shawn Michaels. And he is trying to pick up Kane. Kane counter, short arm, shoulder tackle. And Kane now making the tag to The Undertaker, knowing he was in a little bit of trouble there. And The Undertaker now stalking Michaels, scoops him up on his shoulder. Is he going to give him another one? This will be the second of the match. Tombstone power driver. That'll do it. Very close to the DX corner though, and Triple H is he's gonna break it up, and he does. But, The Undertaker now grabbing Triple H, and he'll pick him up and drop him with a big vertical. Now that Triple H is out of there, Taker should go for the pin. I don't know what he's doing. He's going for Shawn's leg. And the neck crank now on Shawn Michaels. He's a bloody mess. He's gotten a couple tombstones in this matchup. And he's still fighting back. Taker now whipped into what would be the DX corner. A big flying forearm. Down goes the dead man. And the showstopper tuning up the band. Undertaker getting up. And Kane saves the Undertaker, ripping Michaels out from the corner. Right while he was going for Sweet Chin Music, it looked like. And Kane just saved his older brother, the Undertaker, for maybe getting his head kicked off. And now the Undertaker now having to deal with both DX members on the outside of the ring. Referee up to 3, Triple H not the legal man. Big suplex to the Undertaker. Referee up to 4, standing drop kick by Shawn Michaels to the Undertaker on the outside. And the Undertaker big back suplex on Shawn Michaels on the outside and stomping him now. Referee up to 7. Referee up to 8 into the post. Ring post goes Shawn Michaels. Referee up to 9. Michaels thrown back in the ring. Taker gets back in just in time. So literally milliseconds away from getting counted out, both men. But this match will continue. And Michaels going for a Sweet Chin Music. Taker scooped him up instead and big slam. What a match to kick off Shotgun Saturday night. And Undertaker missing the flying clothesline. Michaels gets out of the way. But Michaels doesn't get out of the way. Kane's got Michaels 2-on-1 now. And Taker big chop to Michaels. But Undertaker's taunting and not realizing that Shawn has just made the tag to Triple H. Here comes the game. Big high knee Harley Race style on the Undertaker. Clothesline, down goes the dead man. Another knee now, misses by the Undertaker. Undertaker misses with a clothesline of his own. Triple H connects with one, and down goes the Undertaker. Kane now desperately trying to reach for a tag, covered by the game. 1. And the Undertaker kicks out at 1. Triple H knows how important it is. He wants to keep the Undertaker in there. He wants to earn himself a shot at the title. Kick to the gut. Triple H setting the Undertaker up. Pedigree. He's pedigreed both of them now. Undertaker down. Triple H going for the cover. Looks like Taker's bleeding too. 1. And Kane comes in to break up the pin. But the Undertaker is out. Triple H hitting with the pedigree. He's hit both Kane and the Undertaker with that now in this match. Triple H with a hell of a lot to prove after the losing streak he's currently on. And the neck crank now on the Undertaker. You see the blood coming out of the Undertaker's head as well, just like Shawn. So big spine buster. Down goes the Undertaker. Triple H trying to get him away from those ropes, trying to get him more towards DX's corner. Cover though by the game. Referee out of position. 1. And Kane barely makes the save there, knocking down Michaels as well. And Triple H now setting up the Undertaker. What's he planning? Kick to the gut. Is he going for it again? And another pedigree. Down goes the Undertaker. Cover. 1. And Kane breaks it up yet again. Triple H is about to earn himself a WWF title match. Big right hand by the Undertaker on Triple H clothesline. That was the game. And now Triple H receiving out of some right hands. Taker trying to bust them open as well. And the Undertaker now measuring the game. I don't see Michaels anywhere. Triple H set up now. And a tombstone pile driver. And Triple H is busted open now. Cover. 1, 2. Michaels just getting up. And Triple H kicks out at 2. Or gets the shoulder up rather. But the pin does not happen. Taker now tags in Kane. Triple H busted open. But gets his shoulder up just outside of 2. Double leg takedown by Triple H on the Kane. Kane countering Triple H, short arm shoulder tackle. And Kane into the ropes, big elbow on Triple H. And Kane now setting Triple H up for, looks like a Cobra clutch. Or a camel clutch actually. And Triple H fights his way out of it. And reverse elbow by Kane, big boot to the game. And Kane will tag in the Undertaker once again. What a match again, the kickoff shotgun. Triple H fighting off of the Undertaker. And neck crank now on the Undertaker by the game. Triple H now going back over to his corner, tagging in Shawn Michaels, the bloodied Shawn Michaels. And I thought Shawn maybe be thinking some Sweet Chin music. And dropping down right on his shoulder blade. And now he's tuning up the band once again. Last time Kane was able to save the Undertaker from this. Sweet Chin music connects. Michaels with the cover on the dead man. 1, Kane's in. 2, Triple H. Triple H blocks Kane. And the 3 count happens. Shawn Michaels pins the WWF champion, The Undertaker. Which now there is no doubt who the #1 contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship is. And that is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Here are your winners, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Degeneration
Bloodied,
X.
beaten up, battered, but victorious tonight are Degeneration X. Shawn Michaels getting the pinfall on The Undertaker. He is the undisputed #1 contender for the WWF Championship. Coming up next, a very, very important match. We will see the current Intercontinental Champion, Eddie Guerrero, in a non-title match against potential challenger, Chris Jericho. Victory for Jericho tonight would definitely pencil him in as the #1 contender. We are only a couple weeks away from our first pay-per-view in your house. And all titles will be on the line at In Your House in a couple weeks.
Making his way to the ring from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero winning the Intercontinental Champion in a triple threat match that saw him, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho compete. It was Kurt Angle who Guerrero defeated in that match to win the Intercontinental Championship. So Jericho, saying it wasn't me who got beat. So Jericho has a chance tonight now to right the wrong and earn himself a #1 contendership.
And his opponent from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Chris Jericho.
Y2J Chris Jericho, ready to, in his words, right the wrong. Guerrero, though, would love nothing more, even I think just to shove it to Jericho some more, beat him tonight, and put him at the back of the line. This should be one hell of a match, folks. Guerrero and Jericho, they've battled in ECW, WCW, and the WWE. Tonight, a rivalry renewed. And Jericho kicked to the gut, now a backbreaker to Guerrero. And a kick right to the shoulder blades. Neck crank early, Jericho setting the pace that he wants early on in this match. Guerrero, he can go this pace and he can speed it up, as can Jericho. Now Guerrero in control. Oh, big kick to the chest. Jericho down still. And twisting that left arm in a hammerlock, and then grabbing the right one and just ripping it back, trying to pull that shoulder out of place. Jericho now sliding out of the ring. Guerrero coming after him. And an arm drag by Guerrero on Jericho. Guerrero now, Northern Light suplex on the floor. Right hand blocked by Jericho. And running enziguri, down goes Guerrero. Out on the floor still are these two. And Jericho now throwing Guerrero right into the apron. Small was back first in that metal pole. Guerrero now. Oh. Short brainbuster by Jericho on the Guerrero on the outside. And Guerrero now thrown in the ring by Jericho. Jericho follows. And Guerrero now countering Jericho, kicking him off. And he's going for that hammerlock, and he's going to pull the shoulder again. And Guerrero now, I think we know what his game plan is. He's targeting the arms of Jericho. Big run, 364 arm by Jericho on a Guerrero. And now Guerrero, down, and Jericho ripping at that leg. And Jericho with the cover, one. Guerrero out at one. Big kick to the shoulder blades of Guerrero by Jericho. Jericho now with a neck crank on the Guerrero. And Guerrero, lion salt by Jericho into the cover. 1, 2, and Guerrero kicks out at 2. Jericho hitting that lion salt. And Jericho now going for the walls. He's going for the lion tamer. He's going for the wall. It's Jericho. And Guerrero counters out of that pretty quickly. Guerrero probably knew after the lion salt what Jericho was going to attempt next. And Jericho countering out of Guerrero. Kick to Guerrero, counter, block, drop. And now a lion tamer of Guerrero's own on Jericho releases it though. And what's Guerrero thinking now? Ooh, he's going for, looks like the Three Amigos. That's 1, popping the hips, rolling over, and that's number 2. And popping the hips, rolling over again. Will he get the 3rd? He will, because he's the master, unlike all these imitators currently in the world. Covered by Guerrero. 1, 2. And Guerrero picking Jericho up. Looks like the gory special and a gory special drop. Down goes Jericho. Guerrero up to the top rope. He might be feeling a little bit froggy. Wizzy. Frog splash into the cover. 1, 2, and Jericho with the left shoulder coming out. So Jericho's still alive in this match, but Guerrero has hit the frog splash already. Is he going for it again? He's not. He's telling Jericho to get up. He's got something else planned from the top. Here comes Guerrero, missile drop kick. Down goes Jericho. Big clothesline, Jericho, and another one. Jericho back up, missing the clothesline of his own. Guerrero off the ropes, coming up, pushing off on the drop kick. Guerrero feeling it. Kick to the gut. And is this going to be another set of 3? No, that's a brain buster. Big brain buster by Guerrero. Cover. 1, 2, and Jericho kicks out just as the hand is coming down for 3. But Guerrero going back to the top rope. And another frog splash hits Jericho. 1, 2, 3. Guerrero knocks off Chris Jericho. So what we know right now is Jericho is not the #1 contender for Guerrero's Intercontinental Championship. Big win for Eddie Guerrero here on Shotgun Saturday night. And what's this? That's Goldust. What's Goldust? What's he doing out here? He's attacking Jericho. Here comes Guerrero now. And Guerrero going after Goldust. And Goldust knocked over the top rope by Eddie Guerrero. Jericho doesn't know what to think of it. Him and Guerrero just went to war, and now Goldust coming out here. What's he want? I assume he wants an Intercontinental Championship match. Crazy, but big win for Eddie Guerrero here on Shotgun Saturday Night, and I did forget to do something. So, 1 second, I'm going to do what I should have done at the beginning of the show, so give me 1 second. We're back. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to change the icon from Heat to Shotgun Saturday Night. And I just realized it. So our next match, though, another champion involved. This time, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, our European champion. He's going to be going one-on-one with Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. You know, and this is huge for Henry. Henry can get a win here. He'll probably lock himself a championship match at in your house here in a couple weeks.
Making his way to the ring from Manchester, England, weighing in at 256 pounds, the European champion, the British Bulldog.
Here comes Davey Boy Smith. He's been on a big winning streak of his own. Captured the European title a couple weeks ago on Heat. Getting a pin on William Regal in a fatal 4-way. Then last week on Shotgun, defeated Regal in a one-on-one non-title match. And this past week on Heat, defeated Test in a non-title match. So, Davey Boy is just knocking off contenders one after another.
And his opponent, from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 350 pounds, Mark Henry.
Here he comes, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Big opportunity. Former European champion himself. And the Olympian taking on the British Bulldog, non-title match here. On Shaka, Bulldog getting thrown super high in the air. And now, if there's anybody who's going to match, or not straight up, surpass power of Davey Boy, it'll be Mark Henry. Big right hand down, stays the Bulldog. Mark Henry in firm control in the opening stages of this match. And Davey Boy, short back body drop, countering Mark Henry getting up. And now Henry in the corner. Davey Boy scooping up Henry. Snake eyesing him right into that top turnbuckle. And Bulldog now picking up Henry, ramming his knee down into his own knee. So going after the legs of the Mark Henry as well, now going for that neck crank. So far tonight, we've seen a champion defeated and a champion win. This will be the third time we see a champion involved tonight. A big boot down goes Davey Boy Smith. And a cover now. One, and Davey Boy kicks out at one. And for a heads up, I did not edit any of the matches. The only thing I edited was added fast momentum for them. So all of the matches you'll see tonight were booked by the computer itself. Big leg drop now from Davey Boy on Mark Henry. Big headbutt down goes the world's strongest man. And a running knee into the corner. Davey Boy coming back now. Roll over with the half Nelson now. Cover one. And Henry kicking out against that one. And on the fireman's carry comes Henry, and Davey Boy scooping him out in a powerbomb position. Henry fighting out of it. That's just impressive to get that big man up there. Davey Boy countering Henry. Slam attempt, big running clothesline down goes world's strongest man. Now Davey Boy, oh my gosh, he military pressed and slammed the world's strongest man. Davey Boy now measuring Henry. Is he looking for it? Scoops him up on the shoulder. Yeah, that running power slam. He'll hit it. Goes right into the cover, but Henry's in the ropes. Ropes right there, saving Henry. Thrown over the top rope now. Mark Henry out to the floor. Bulldog pandering to the crowd a little bit. Now he goes and follows him. Big right hand. Henry blocks it and a massive headbutt. And down goes the British Bulldog. Big elbow now to lower back on the Bulldog. And another right hand still on the floor. Referee up to 4. Right hand to the Bulldog again, and now Henry throws Davey Boy into the ring, follows him. Henry's got Davey Boy up by the throat. Now he military presses him. Catches on the shoulder, power slam. And now Henry pulling Davey Boy away from those ropes. Covered by Henry. 1, 2, and Davey Boy kicks out at 2. Big headbutt by Mark Henry on Davey Boy Smith. Henry's got Davey Boy up. World's strongest slam. That'll do it. Referee out of position though. Now he's in 1, 2, 3. And that still did it even with the ref out of position. Mark Henry has beaten the British Bulldog. Mark Henry has beaten the European champion. And Mark Henry has put himself on top as the #1 contender for Davey Boy's European Championship. And he will get that opportunity at In Your House. Also to announce, Shawn Michaels will challenge The Undertaker for the WWF title at In Your House, and the Outlaws will officially challenge Edge and Christian for the tag titles at In Your House. 3 big matches so far announced. And we've got another one. Alundra Blaze will challenge Jacqueline for the Women's Championship at In Your House. So we still don't have a #1 contender yet for the Intercontinental Championship, nor for the Hardcore Championship. This past week on Heat, Mankind successfully defended that against the Big Show, so we know who's not the #1 contender. And as we just mentioned, the tag team title match that'll happen at In Your House, the APA with a big win on Heat this past week against the Corporation. They're going to take on Edge and Christian now in a non-title match. If they win, what happens for In Your House? These two teams know each other very well. Many battles over tag team gold in the past for Edge and Christian and the Acolytes. You think you know me?
On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 476 pounds, the World Tag Team Champion, the Rated R Superstar, Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian, the current WWF Tag Team Champions, won those titles 2 weeks ago in a 3-team TLC match that saw them, the New Age Outlaws, and the Hardy Boys, the masters of the TLC match, Edge and Christian, coming out victorious. And this team, the APA, very upset they weren't involved in that match.
At a combined weight of 566 pounds, Brad Shaw and Ron Simmons, APA.
And the APA, again, very upset they weren't even involved in that, so they took it out at first on the Corporation, but this is huge if they can knock off the champions here. Again, they're penciled in to defend against the Outlaws at In Your House. That's set. The Outlaws will be getting a tag team title opportunity at the pay-per-view. Here we go, Bradshaw and Edge starting off for their respective teams. Connor will tie up Edge now. Arm wringer onto Bradshaw. Holds it. Drops Bradshaw down to a knee. Keeps pressure on the arm, but Bradshaw counters it now, almost like into a Fujiwara armbar. And a big back elbow on the Edge, and down goes Edge. Bradshaw in control in the early stages of this match. And Edge counters Bradshaw, big European uppercut. And Edge now Irish whips Bradshaw, chest first into the corner. Irish whips him into their corner, bounces back off the ropes though. Bradshaw now countering Edge and kick right to the chest. Another one. And a big clothesline, down goes Edge. And Bradshaw, big knee, dropping down into Edge. And another knee. Bradshaw going to his inner Harley race. Edge counters with the Fireman's Carry takeover though. And Edge now. Looked like he might have wanted a tag, he wasn't able to get so. Irish whip into the ropes, Bradshaw and Edge collide, nothing happens. Counter of the Irish whip by Bradshaw, now thrown into the corner. Edge has Bradshaw up. And a bulldog off the middle rope on Bradshaw. Bradshaw countering Edge, whipping that arm and dropping him right face first. And Irish whip by Bradshaw onto Edge into the APA corner. And what are they thinking? They're not doing anything. This is more of a problem with the 2K AI. Tags in Farouk though, finally, and Farouk on the middle turnbuckle right down onto that arm. Good double team by Farouk and Bradshaw in the APA. And Farouk now just beating up Edge. And Irish whip in the corner. Hits very hard. And Edge is down, grabbing that back. And reversed by Edge and short arm clothesline. He's going to grab Farouk now and drag him over to their corner, and he will make the tag into Christian. Christian now with a swinging neckbreaker on Farouk. And snap takeover drop or whatever, the perfect style on the Farouk. Irish whip Farouk back in the edge of Christian's corner, running dropkick. Farouk pushes that away, and Farouk with STO on Christian. Farouk grabbing Christian now up, and a jackknife powerbomb with the jackknife cover. 1, 2, and Christian kicks out at 2. And Farouk now measuring Christian. Captain Charisma, big clothesline. Down goes Christian. And a cover by Farouk. Referee in position. 1, 2, and Christian gets the shoulder up at 2. Edge did not even come in for the save. Maybe he was just that confident that Christian would get up. Realizing how fresh he was, but Farouk now into the ropes, Stone Cold style, dropping elbows. And a sweep by Christian, down goes Farouk. Farouk now whipped into the corner, Christian running drop kick onto Farouk. And Farouk now whipped into the edge, and Christian corner, another running drop kick. Right to the chest this time. Christian has Farouk up. He's setting him up. Unprettier. Down goes Farouk. Half Nelson over. Cover. Referee out of position, but going down 1, 2, and Farouk gets the shoulder up at 2. And now Christian getting Farouk in the edge in Christian's corner. Here comes Edge. Off the tag and a big shot to the stomach of Farouk. And now Edge throwing Farouk up and over the top rope to the outside. Throwing his arms up like he just won something. Match is far from over, Edge. Big right hands now by Edge on a Farouk, but Farouk trying to fight back. Edge grabs him. And Edge puts Farouk right on the barricade. But Farouk counters. Big right hand of his own. Grabbing Edge now. Smashing Edge's face right on the ring apron. Referee up to 5. And a snake eyes onto the ring apron by Farouk on the Edge. Refs up to 7 now. And Edge counters, throws Farouk in the ring, following him in as well. Go behind, countered by Farouk. Back elbow by Edge now. And a running bulldog by Farouk by Edge. Farouk needs to make a tag. Bradshaw desperately wants to get in this match. And the neck crank by Edge onto Farouk. Edge now setting Farouk up for something. What's he setting up for? Spear! Edge spears Farouk. That'll do it. Tag champion should get the win. 1, and Bradshaw comes in to make the save. And Edge now backbreaker onto Bradshaw for his troubles. Bradshaw rolls out of the ring. Edge should have went for the cover again on the Farouk there. I don't know why he didn't. Now he's going to neck crank him. And a big flying forearm by Edge. Clothesline now by Edge. And up and face down goes Farouk. And Executioner. 1, 2, 3. Edge pins Farouk, so the champs just knocked off what would be very tough challengers in the APA, and will now look forward and put their attention towards In Your House in a couple weeks, where they will defend their tag team championships against a team that beat them here a couple weeks ago, or last week, in the New Age Outlaws.
Here are your winners, the Rated R Superstar, Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian victorious tag champions. Good outing by both teams. Good bounce back win for the champs after the defeat to the Outlaws. Here we go. Our main event of the evening. Stone Cold Steve Austin and the man they call Vader. Big match implications. Because we do know, yes, Shawn Michaels is the undisputed #1 contender for the WWF title. But who gets the shot after him? This is huge. Are we saying this is a #2 contender match? No. But this will move you up in the rankings for sure. Austin and Vader coming up next in our main event for this week's Shotgun Saturday Night.
Making his way to the ring from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And here comes the Rattlesnake, still in a very foul mood. After not winning the WWF title 2 weeks ago, failing to win the Final Four Fatal 4-Way match, the Final Four rematch. Vader was also in that match, as was the Hitman Bret Hart.
And his opponent from the Rocky Mountains, weighing in at 456 pounds, Vader.
The man they call Vader also very unhappy about the results of that match. Vader was the first one eliminated, if you remember, in the Final Four Fatal 4-Way match. That happened all the way back in '97, as well as 2 weeks ago. History repeated itself with Vader in that sense. Austin then got eliminated last week. Just like in '97, he was the second one eliminated. But unlike what happened in real life, the Hitman did not win the match and win the title. The Undertaker defeated Bret in the end 2 weeks ago. And we'll be going on to In Your House in 2 weeks to defend the WWF title against the #1 contender, the undisputed #1 contender now. As a result of the opening match tonight, Shawn Michaels in a tag match with Triple H defeating The Undertaker and Kane, and Shawn defeating The Undertaker in that match. Austin, Vader, main event. Hope everybody's enjoyed the show so far this week. Let's end it on a high note. Vader scooping up Austin. Military press dropping him right away. And Vader taking control of this match early on. Austin having to go out of the ring. Vader follows him. Maybe not the smartest move. Oh, maybe it was. Military press and now slamming Austin on the floor. Big clubbing blow to Vader, or Austin by Vader, and a big shot. And Austin now countering Vader. Right hands now to the gut. Big shot to the gut. And throwing Vader into the post now. Referee up to 5. Vader countering Austin. Vader now getting thrown into the ring by Steve Austin. Here comes Stone Cold now. And a big shot to the back of Vader by Austin. And Vader countering. And side Saito suplex by Vader on a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold now in some trouble. Vader picking up Austin all the way from the mat. Looks like a gut wrench and a suplex of his own. Showing the strength and power of Vader. Vader now half Nelson, rolling Austin over. Cover, referee down 1. Austin kicks out at 1. And a knee lift on the Vader. Austin now, Vader counters, scoops him up. And a big slam. Down goes the Texas Rattlesnake. And Vader now taunting Austin. Austin leaning up on the ropes. Big chop to the chest. Overhand chop to Austin. And Vader now has Stone Cold. He looks like he's going to bring him to the corner. No, he's going to bring him to the ropes. And putting him down on the middle rope there. Vader off the ropes himself. And a big avalanche style backsplash onto Austin. His throat first on those ropes. All Vader was going for a choke slam, it looked like. But Austin fights out of it. And Austin hammering down on Vader all the way down to the mat. And Vader counters, big knee lift to Austin. Vader picks up Stone Cold and big right hand, and there it is. This is what he was looking for before. Up goes Austin, down, choke slam, Stone Cold out. Vader picking up Stone Cold now. And he's throwing him into the corner. And Vader, if he hits this, it'll be over. He's going for a Vader bomb, it looks like. And Vader gets it. The Vader bomb. And now down with the cover. Referee out of position, though. 1, 2, and Austin with the left shoulder up. That second of hesitation because the ref was out of position, as well as Vader taking time to get him away from the ropes, gave Stone Cold enough time to get out of that. And Austin now, blue guys press on the Vader. And Vader countering Austin, short arm shoulder blow. And Austin fighting out of it, big shot to the gut. Kick to the midsection, Stone Cold Stunner out of nowhere. Vader's down, Austin with the cover, referee in position, 1, 2, Vader gets the right shoulder up. What a matchup. Austin now, big clothesline to Vader. Another one, all of these clotheslines knocking Vader down. Vader misses a clothesline of his own. Austin coming off the ropes and knocking Vader down for a 3rd time. And Austin going for a big knee lift. Vader counters, and Vader now from behind, big forearm shot. Has him by the throat again. Will he hit it? Up and down, choke slam to Stone Cold Steve Austin once again. And a military press, and down goes Austin. Austin getting a sweep now on Vader. And Vader now getting a short backdrop on Austin. Vader needs this win as well. Vader's last singles, one of his last singles outings, he lost to Austin, but he also lost to The Rock. And Vader now going from this corner, he's going for another Vader bomb, it looks like. And Vader hits the Vader bomb once again. And he's taking time to pull Austin away from the ropes. Referee in position though this time. 1, 2, Austin kicks out. Super John Cena style. And Vader has to think, what can I do? 2 Vader bombs already, a couple choke slams, and Austin just will not go away. Austin clotheslining Vader now. Over the top rope goes the man they call Vader. And the big man out on the floor, Austin following him. Big right hand by Austin again. And a swinging neck breaker out on the floor by Austin on the Vader. And Austin now missing a right hand and hit that one. Vader rolling out of the way of a third. And another neck breaker. Referee up to 4 now. Vader getting worn out on the floor. Countering that right hand. Vader, Austin caught the foot. Referee up to 6. Vader right into the post. And he's busted open. Referee up to 7. Austin throws Vader into the ring, follows him. But Vader's cut open from smacking that ring post. Austin measuring Vader. Kick to the gut. Stone Cold Stunner. Austin now with the cover. Referee in position. 1, 2, 3. And that'll do it. Stone Cold Steve Austin yet again defeating the man they call Vader here on Shotgun Saturday Night. Vader's that guy who keeps getting oh so close. He got close with Rock. He got close with Austin before. But he just keeps tasting defeat.
Here is your winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And I did say, yes, that was our main event, but that does not mean the show is over. A special individual has requested some airtime, and we're going to give it to him. He's one of the few champions you didn't get to see tonight, and that's going to be Mankind, the hardcore champion. So stay tuned, because we're going to be having a special interview with the current World Wrestling Federation hardcore champion, Mankind. And as we mentioned, Mankind will be up next. None of us here have any idea what he's got to say, what he's doing here. He wasn't scheduled to wrestle, but he did ask for the time, and being a champion, he definitely, we'll grant that request, not a problem. We are back on Shotgun. Mankind coming to the ring. It looks like he's trying to, he's dressed a little more business professional. Unlike when we normally see him, he's got a little tie on. But he doesn't look like he's too happy. Let's hear what he's got to say. No disrespect, but let's dial things down out here. We've got some business that needs to be attended to. I'm here because there seems to be some questions as to whether or not I'm the best. So maybe it's time to prove it. You know, there's a guy who I'm surprised to hear has an axe to grind with me. I was actually concerned for him when we first met. I tried to help him. First time I saw him, I told him about the terrible things he had growing out of his neck. Then I realized it was his head. If there's one thing I can say about this city, it's you're always ready for a fight. You know what, you guys get me in the spirit, so hell, that's what I've come here to do. Big Show, why don't you dust off your big boy boots and give these people what they want? I don't get this, because he just defeated the Big Show back on Heat. So Mankind out here calling out the Big Show. I think he's just upset that they didn't go really hardcore in the title defense on Heat. A weapon was used, and it was used on the ref, and that was it. Here comes the Big Show. I wonder what he's got to say to Mankind. We've said it on Heat. These guys have gone to war with each other. See what the Big Show has to say to Mankind. You all know me and know what I'm about. You know that I'm a lot of things, but one thing I'm not is a coward. I stand up for what I believe in, and when someone wants to settle a score with me, I come out and settle it. I ain't good at sharing, but I've always hated being in the sandbox alone. Welcome to my playground. Please have a look. Make yourself at home. But don't you dare get comfortable. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that the WWE Universe didn't come here tonight to hear us talk this out. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the WWE Universe came here to watch a fight. To watch us fight this out. So how about you give me and these people what they came here to see? Let me stop you right there because I need to ask the WWE Universe a question. Do you guys want to continue listening to this bloated, overbearing, blowhard ramble until you boo him to death and leave in protest? I don't think so. I get it. You don't like to be shown up, and it's understandable because nobody shows someone up around here better than me. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a chance to settle the score. Let's have a match and see who the best superstar is. First things first, take the bass out of your voice when you talk to me. Remember who you're in the ring with. I'm not some punk who just got called up to the big leagues. Know your place and know your limitations. Oh, this makes sense. You don't look worried. I find that strange. You, my friend, should be very concerned. I'm coming for you, and I'm coming to take everything you have, especially that hardcore title. You're about to lose everything. Are you new around here? Is this your first day? Because everybody knows that I don't lose anything, ever, except my ear and my teeth. If you want a match with me, then I'm game. I've never been one to knock down from a challenge, and I don't intend to starting today. You had better make sure you're prepared for what you're asking for, because when I come for you, I'm coming full speed. And what's that, slow? So that'll do it, folks. Looks like Mankind wasn't satisfied with the victory he had on Heat defending the hardcore title and called out the Big Show. And the Big Show more than willing to accept. There's got to be a couple guys, though, that are going to be pretty upset about that want that championship opportunity at in your house. You know, I imagine a lot of people feel Big Show should be at the bottom of the totem pole now, in the hardcore division at least. Due to that loss on Heat. But we'll see. And like that, I will see you all next week, where we will have another episode of Heat and Shotgun Saturday Night. We are in game 2 weeks away from In Your House. In real life, we are about 3 weeks away because the In Your House pay-per-view will be its own entire video. So we are about 3 weeks in real time away from our first pay-per-view event, WWF In Your House. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. And until next time, take care.